1, 2, 3, 4.
Wanna hear you go.
2,221. That's how many US CEOs left the roles in 2024. A record higher than 2023, higher than any year before it. And the people tracking this data say the same thing every time. It's accelerating. Most organizations look at this number and think compensation problem, cultural problem, board conflict. They're wrong. The exits happening right now are a nervous system problem. And AI adoption is pulling the trigger. I'm Sahar Andrade, your AI whisperer, a neuroscience-based leadership consultant, Forbes Coach Council member. This is AI Cafe Conversation Podcast. Let me tell you what checking out actually looks like, because it rarely looks like quitting. Looks like a senior VP who used to drive every strategic conversation, now sitting in AI planning meetings saying nothing. It looks like a COO who built the company's last digital transformation, suddenly unable to commit to any AI initiative. It looks like your best people producing, showing up, meeting every deadline, and feeling nothing. In neuroscience, we call this dorsal vagal shutdown. It's your brain's last resort when the threat feels unescapable. Not fight, not flight, freeze, comply, disappear. The research backs this up. 56% of leaders hit burnout in 2024. 43% of companies lost half their leadership capacity to stress-fueled turnover. And when researchers asked why, the language leaders used was revealing. Not I don't believe in the company, not I don't agree with the direction, but it was I just needed to stop. This is not a strategy problem. That's a nervous system that has been dysregulated for too long and has nowhere left to go. So why AI adoption is the trigger? So why now? Leaders have navigated disruptions before. What makes AI different? Three things, and they compound each other. First, AI disruption is continuous. There is no recovery window. Previous disruptions had phases: implement, stabilize, breathe. AI doesn't stabilize. Every quarter brings a new model, new capability, new existential question about the workforce. The nervous system never gets to regulate between waves. Second, the competence threat is personal. Deloitte just released data showing 60% of executives are now using AI in decision making. Only 5% say they manage it well. 60% use it. 5% say they manage it well. Let this sink in. 55% of them are not managing it well. Hear that again. Read it again. Leaders who have spent decades being the most competent person in the room are now operating in territory where they feel incompetent, and they don't feel safe saying that. That gap between what they are expected to know and what they actually know is cortisol in the bloodstream every single day. Third, the evacuation cycle has compressed, and that's in the evaluation as well. New research shows leaders are now being judged before results have a chance to validate the strategies. Boards, investors, employees forming opinions in real time. This is not strategic pressure. That's survival pressure. And survival pressure sustained long enough produces one outcome: shutdown. I want to tell you about a pattern I see repeatedly. A leader, talented, experienced, generally committed, starts pulling back from AI conversations. The team notices, thinks it's resistance, brings in consultants to get leadership aligned. The consultants deliver frameworks, more pressure, more urgency, more data showing the organization is falling behind. And the leader withdraws further. Not because they don't care, because their nervous system is in dorsal vagal. And you can't strategize your way out of dorsal vagal. You can only regulate your way out. So what actually fixes this? Here is what most organizations do when they see the leaders checking out during AI adoption. They add more strategy sessions, more AI training, more consultants, more urgency. They treat a nervous system problem like a knowledge problem. AI HR research just confirms something I have been saying in boardrooms for years. Only 1 in 5 organizations actually rebuilt their work processes after AI deployment. The other 4 still running old systems at new speeds, still expecting human nervous systems to adapt to machine pace, still measuring output while ignoring the person producing it. 3 things that actually work, not theory. What I see move the needle. 1, name the threat explicitly in the rule. Not we need to get aligned on AI strategy. That's more pressure. Try something like, I want to acknowledge that this transformation is generally hard, that the pace is relentless, that not knowing is uncomfortable for people who build careers on expertise. That sentence, that simple acknowledgement, activates ventral vagal. It signals safety. So it goes from dorsal to ventral vagal. It signals safety. A regulated nervous system can engage. A threatened one can only protect. 2, slow down one thing deliberately. Not everything. 1 initiative, 1 meeting, 1 decision cycle. This is counterintuitive when you are behind. But a dysregulated leadership team executing fast will make expensive mistakes. 78% of organizations say AI adoption is already outpacing their ability to manage the risks. Slowing down is not falling behind. It's the only way to actually get ahead. 3, ask the question your board is not asking. Not what is our AI strategy. Ask, what does your leadership team need to feel safe enough to lead through this? Safety is not soft. Safety is the biological precondition for strategic thinking. You cannot access your prefrontal cortex, the part that makes decisions, weighs options, leads from a nervous system that is in shutdown. The exits that you're seeing are not random. They are biological. And the solution isn't in the next AI strategy deck. I built the Shadow AI assessment specifically to help organizations find the gap between that leadership says about AI and what's actually happening inside your teams. Because until you know where the dysregulation is, you are adding more pressure to a system that's already in shutdown. The link is in the description. It's free. Take it before your next leadership planning session. One more thing. If this episode describes someone on your team or describes you, I want to hear about it. Find me on LinkedIn, Sahar and Ali. And if this podcast has changed how you think about leadership and AI, 30 seconds on Apple Podcasts mean another executive finds it when they need it most. AI Cafe Conversations is the only podcast teaching regulated leadership for AI disruption with a medical and neuroscience lens. No tech required. I'm Sahar Andrade, your AI whisperer. Regulate first, lead second. See you Friday for the Forbes-like article, our shorter podcast. Before I go, I always tell you this: show me some love. Save, subscribe, share this podcast with someone else that needs to hear it. Your support is extremely important to us. Help me reach 1,000 subscribers. I really appreciate you. Thank you for making us one of the top 2% global podcasts. Till we meet again, peace out.
1, 2,